Hi, it's Elizabeth from Town Valley Motorhomes, and today we'll be doing the handover video of the Chausson 788. Next we've got your cassette locker. So as long as the blade on the inside of the toilet is closed, you'll be able to pull the orange handle up and slide your cassette locker out. And then to empty, you just want to twist the cap off. And then when you're emptying, push in this orange button. This just allows some air in and stops it from plugging. Then you want to give it a good swirl around with some clean water and then put some blue or green liquid in your cap and then back onto the cassette ready for use again. On the driver's side behind your back wheel, we've got your external barbecue point. So you'll need an adapter and a length of hose to connect to your Kadak and barbecue. And then when you've got your gas flowing through your vehicle, you can turn this red handle to turn your gas flow on. Behind the back wheel under the vehicle, you've got your wastewater drain off point. So if you pull the grey handle, you'll see the water coming out of your wastewater tank. So you want to do this when you're leaving a site, so you're not travelling home with the extra weight of wastewater. But also when you're winterising your vehicle, you don't want to leave any water in the tanks over winter to freeze and cause frost damage. The back of the vehicle, we've got your garage door. You've got a large garage here and it goes all the way through to the other side, and then you can also access from under your bed as well. And we've got a light here so you can access in the dark. So at the back of the vehicle at the top we've got a bike rack bar in case you wanted a bike rack adding at a later date. Then we've also got another garage door on the back of the vehicle. It again leads into your garage space. And then we've got your reversing camera along the bottom here. At the back of the vehicle on the passenger side, we've got your gas locker, 6kg gas bottle. When you are connecting your pigtail, remember it's left to tighten, right to loosen. And you'll need a spanner just to nip it up really tight. And then to turn the gas flow on and off, it's just this dial on the top here. Next we have your Truma hot water gas vent. So when you're heating your hot water on gas, always remember to take the cover off. So you only put this on when you're travelling or when you're not using your vehicle and you're storing it. But when you are wanting to heat your water on the gas, take your cap off, and then this will just allow the fumes to escape. If you don't take the cap off, the boiler will fail. So it won't be broken, it just means that because the fumes can't escape, it won't continue to heat the water off gas. So you need to take the cap off, give it a couple of minutes, and then turn it back onto the gas heating and it will work again. Back on the passenger side, we also have your external shower point. So when you've got your shower connector, all you do is push it on, and then if you've got your water pump turned on the inside, you'll get your flow of water through to your shower. Next, we've got your locker with a couple of different things in. So first thing, we've got your freshwater filler point. So you want to unscrew the cap and then pop a hose pipe down the spout to fill up your freshwater tank. You'll need some adapters and the length of hose pipe, as some sites just provide a brass tap. So to empty your freshwater tank, whether you're winterising your vehicle or if you're just not using your van for a couple of weeks over the summer months, just drain your freshwater tank so the water doesn't go stagnant. All you have to do is pull this handle up and the water will come out under the vehicle here. On the other side of the locker we have your trip switches and we have your fuses. So it's always a good idea to take some extra fuses with you on holiday. In case any of them blow, you can easily replace them and then you're not left without lights or your fridge working. And then if you are hooked up and you're not receiving power in the vehicle, you can press this button here. If it trips the vehicle, it means there's something within the vehicle that's gone wrong. However, if it doesn't trip, it means there's either an issue with your hookup cable or the mains coming into your vehicle. Next, we've got your hookup point. So you want to lift the collar on the hookup cable and then just align it to the vehicle and then slide it on. When you're disconnecting, you want to just push this little blue lever down and then slide the cable off. Always remember to connect your cable to the vehicle first and then the mains, and then when disconnecting, disconnect from the mains and then the vehicle, so you're never walking around with a live lead. Next we've got your diesel and AdBlue. So you don't need your ignition key to open the cap, as it's just a push cap on your diesel filler. And then when you're filling up your AdBlue, if you go to a petrol station where they take Arctic lorries, you'll be able to get AdBlue on the pump, but you can also buy it in drums as well. To open the bonnet, you'll need your ignition key, and then you just pop it in the front here, turn it left to release, and then turn it right, and then lift the bonnet up to access underneath. And under the bonnet, the main things you want to focus on is your screen washer fluid, your brake fluid, your oil, your dipstick, and we've got your engine coolant on the other side, and then we've got your positive here, and negative down here if you need to give or receive a jump start. To use your diesel heating system, first thing you want to do is press the 3 lines where it says heating. You can then turn the fan speed from eco to normal to boost. So if you click normal, you'll then go to temperature, so you can either go from all the way down from 5 degrees all the way up to 35. We'll just set it at 24. So once you've got the temperature you want, click the button again, and as you can see the on button's turned green. This means that the heating is working. However, if you want to turn it off, you just press the button and it will go off. If you scroll across to ventilation and click ventilation, you can have it on level 1 all the way up to 4. If you click that, and then you can have max duration, you can set different hours depending on how long you want it on for. It then turns blue. Doesn't mean it's heating the van, it just means it's circulating the air through the vehicle. To use your control panel, you want to make sure you've got your on button turned on. This acts as a main control switch. Nothing else will work inside the vehicle if you don't have this turned on. The next one along is your internal light, so you can then click that, and then you can turn lights on and off throughout the vehicle from their rocker switches. The next one along is your water pump, and then you've got your awning light on the end. On the lower half you can check your leisure battery, you can check your vehicle battery, and then your fresh. And if you want, on a night time, you can dim the control panel down, so it's not as bright when you're sleeping in the bed. You can turn it up and down just by holding the button on. To use your fridge, you want to turn it on by holding the on button down, and then from here you can select what energy source you want by holding down the square button, and then when it flashes you can pick either auto, so it will go automatically select either hookup, gas or vehicle, or you can manually pick hookup, vehicle battery or gas. And then you can also change the temperature by holding the square button down and then selecting 1 to 5. 5 is the coldest. This can sometimes be too cold and freeze your food, so once you've got it to temperature, about 3 is good enough to keep your food nice and cold. In the bathroom on the driver's side, we've got your toilet, we've got your sink, and then we've got these nice large mirrors, and you've got cupboard space behind them, and you've also got this nice skylight. And then on the other side, you've got your shower. And then we've also got another skylight with a drying rack that pulls down nice and gently. So you can dry your towels, you can dry clothes. And then you can also separate your bathroom off from the front of the vehicle and also the back as well. And then to flush your toilet, as long as you've got fresh water in the tank and your water pump on, you just want to press this blue button down here and you'll get a flow of fresh water into the bowl. You then push the grey lever across and it'll open the blade, and just remember to shut it when you're finished. But you can also move the bowl around to give yourself more leg room and then move it back. In the back of the vehicle we've got your island bed. You can move around your bed easily on either side, and then we've got cupboards and wardrobes on the back here. And then underneath, with the tool, you can raise and lower the bed, so that will give you more space in the garage or less space if you want your bed lower down. So on the passenger side in the bedroom, we've also got your hot water boiler on gas and electric. So the top one is gas. So if you've got this one turned on, you need to take the cover off on the outside. But if you're using your electric, you don't need to take the cover off. You can just turn it on to electric and your water will become hot. In front of your switches for your gas and electric water heater, under the floor is your boiler drain down valve. Underneath we've got your boiler drain down. So when you're winterising your vehicle, you want to make sure there's no water left in your boiler over winter to freeze and cause frost damage. So you just lift the boiler lever up, wait till it's all drained out, and then you can leave it open through the winter, and just remember to shut it back down when you come to use it again in summer, otherwise all the water will drain out and you won't be able to have any hot water. Here we've got the hot water running. You might just be able to see the steam, but the water is hot and at the temperature. Here we've got your 2 gas burner hobs working. Once you've used them and turned them off, make sure the metal's fully cooled before you put the glass lid down, otherwise it will shatter. Here we've got your oven working on gas. And here we've got your grill working on gas. In the front of the dining area, we've got this switch on the front of one of your chairs. So when you're hooked up to your mains, if you click it on, you'll get underfloor heating. It'll make it nice and toasty when you're walking around without shoes on, but it'll only work when you're hooked up. It won't work off your leisure battery. To bring your drop down bed down, you want to come to your sink, and then just in front you've got this switch here. So if you press the down arrow, the bed will come down to a certain height, and then you want to grab your ladders and then just slot them in to the 2 loops here, and then you'll be able to climb up into bed. So the ladders are just underneath your mattress here, and you can climb up into bed and have a comfortable night's sleep. And then in the morning when you're done, just press the up arrow and the bed will go back up to the roof. So in your settings, in the radio settings, you can pick specific things you want to come on. So you can have traffic announcements, you can have news announcements, you can have your radio text, you can have your EPG, you can have slideshow, and quite a few others. So if you select them to come on, they will come on. If you turn them off, they won't appear. The next one is clock settings. So obviously here you can change the hour, change the minutes, go from AM to PM. You can either have it on a 24-hour mode or a 12-hour clock, depending on your preferences. You can have your auto time updated, or if you're going on holiday and you want to change it yourself, you can change it automatically or manually. If you want to add your phone to the radio,
search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
You can follow the instructions on the radio and on your phone to link the phone to the radio through Bluetooth. You've also got your general settings, so you can change your language. You can change your temperature from Celsius to Fahrenheit. It'll also show your tyre pressures, in bar, kPa and PSI. You can turn the beep on and off if you touch things, if you want to. You've got your sync information, you can send feedback, and you can even reset if you want to. Next thing you can adjust in settings is sound. So if we turn the radio up, you can increase different things like your mid-range or your bass. So if you turn your bass up, there'll be a slightly stronger bass sound. You can also change your adaptive volume off, low, medium or high. Next one is display. So you can increase or decrease the brightness. And then you can even you can pick day mode, which will have the back screen white. You can pick night, which is the dark blue, or you can have it in auto, so it will automatically go white background for the day and then a dark blue background for the night. The next one is your vehicle settings. So you've got your serial number, you've got your remote start, if you've got your Ford Pass connected. You can have your wipers set to rain sensing on the screen or off. You can change the brightness of the cockpit. You have dark or all the way up to the full brightness. You've got your lock, so you can pick whether it auto locks itself, it doesn't unlock itself. And you obviously turn your passenger airbags on and off. Your next one is connectivity. So you can connect through data or analytics. You've obviously got your phone to Bluetooth, wireless app projection, and then you've got your Wi-Fi. So next we've got the vehicle hotspot. You can go through different settings through here. And you can see your data usage and then turn the hotspot on and off. Emergency assist would be used if you've been in an accident. So you can preset it so that if you are in an accident, the device will try and connect you to emergency services through any phones that have been connected or paired to the radio. You can also put your vehicle in valet mode. The software updates means you can get your updates through the radio, so you can check if it's ready to be updated, or you can even just put it on automatic updates, which will update everything when you are connected to the internet. Last one in your settings is the Ford Assist. So you can wake the Ford Assist. You can set a specific word, such as OK Ford. You can select a preferred wake word. You've got your advanced mode. And a couple of other voice command bits that you can look through as well. Next thing we're going to look at is the features. So we've got drive modes. So here you can select whether you want to drive normal, eco, slippery and sort of wet weather conditions or icy conditions, and then towing. The next one is your driver assistance. So you've got your auto start stop, you've got your traction control, you've got your speed limit assistant, you've got your lane keeping system, pre-collision assist, you've got your rear view camera, you've even got wrong way alert, and then finally driver alert. The last one is owner's manual, so you can flick through all the different categories to find the information that you require. The next one we're going to look at is apps. So you can go through your Apple
Search for your
CarPlay.
vehicle on your device and select it once.
You can have Android
Search for your
Auto.
vehicle on your device and
You've got help if you need some help. And you can also search for other mobile apps, but you will need Wi-Fi or Bluetooth to be connected. On the left hand side, it will also tell you your driving, so it will give you out of 100% your acceleration, your deceleration and your speed. If you scroll down, it will show you if you're paired to a phone, and if you scroll down again, it'll just show you what radio station you are currently listening to. If you want to change radio stations, you can easily scroll through, or if you click this little magnifying glass, it will come up with a list of all the stations available, and you can scroll through and find the one you want to listen to. Running along the bottom of your radio is your climate control. So on the far left, you've got your fan speed. So you can have all the way off to 7. You can then turn your AC on or off. You can even pick where you want the air to go, so you can have it on your windscreen, your body, your legs, or you can have it on all 3. You can have the blowers on max from here as well. You've got auto, so you can pick the different levels down here as well. You can circulate the air on the inside of your vehicle, and then on the far right you've got temperature, which from about 30 degrees, and then you can scroll all the way down to about 15 degrees. Once you've taken the keys out of your ignition after driving, or if you've just been using radio, it won't turn off with the on and off button. It just turns the audio on and off. So to get the radio to shut down and turn off, you want to open your driver's door. You'll see there, it's turned off. You want to go from park to reverse or drive, you just turn the dial round and you'll see that the light comes on. If you want to go to manual, just press the button in the middle and it will be on drive manual, and then click the button again to go off. When you pop it into reverse, you'll hear the beeping and your reversing camera will come on your dashboard.